I mean, we're all on pins and needles about the vice presidential pick of Joe Biden, and I do think, I mean, I don't look. I don't think it's going to be Elizabeth Warren. I think that would be the only pick that would be of any material benefit to progressives, at least. And I would argue, actually, even to the left of progressives, just simply because resources would flow into, if not Bernie people, but yes, certainly some Bernie people and Bernie adjacent people. And that's always good. Any flow of resources into even the general proximity of folks whose politics are at least somewhat aligned with yours is a good thing. That will not be the case with the Kamala Harrises or the Susan Rices or I mean, I have no idea what would happen. Like, does Bass have some type of like network of people? I don't think so. But we shall see. And with that said, though, Donald Trump had his favorite OAN reporter, that is from One America Network News. And I can't remember her name. What was it? Chanel Rion? Chanel Rion?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Okay. and Trump, I mean, I wonder if there's coordination. I would be shocked if there isn't. But here is Trump. Here's that OAN reporter asking a very insightful question.
On OAN.
Let's do on coronavirus, Mr. President.
OAN, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, thank you for coming back to finish the briefing.
Thank you very much.
After the scuffle. So I have an opinion question for you.
Okay.
Joe Biden is set to announce his running mate at any time now. We expect him to announce her. Many of your supporters feel that the reason that Obama's former NSA, Susan Rice, is at the top of Biden's list is that she can best cover up a lot of the Obamagate surveillance crimes that have taken place during your campaign. What are your thoughts? What is your opinion? Do you subscribe to that line of thought? How do you feel about it?
Pause it.
Well,
I just want to make it clear what the question was. That is, Susan Rice, of course, would be, who is the former NSA under Obama, would be in the perfect person to cover up the Obamagate surveillance of you. And now this is what is known as like a setup question. It's going to give Trump. But I mean, just think about the premise. You're going to bring in someone into the that Biden's going to bring in someone into the administration. I mean, just want you to think about the premise within its own logic, within its own sort of like, within their world. We're going to bring in the person. We're going to bring in the person who was responsible for the spying or whatever it is that they think happened under the Obama administration. We're going to bring that person in to do the cover up, and we're going to put them in the second most public position we can within the White House, right? We'll make them vice president, as opposed to sort of saying like, well, you'd be NSA head again. We're going to make them vice president so that they can do their cover up basically in front of the American public. That's the theory that she is asking Donald Trump to comment on. And here is his response.
Well, look, the Obama campaign spied on our campaign. And
it was not
caught,
a campaign.
Right? And now let's see what
Barack
happens
Obama
to them.
Was not running for
but,
president.
They have been caught. They've been caught red-handed. It's probably treason. It's a horrible thing they did. It probably never happened before. At least nobody got caught
Nixon,
doing it. But they used the intelligence agencies of our country to spy on my campaign, and they have been caught. And there are a lot of people involved. I don't want to say how much she's involved. Frankly, if he chooses her, that's fine, but that's a potential liability. We'll see. But President Obama knew about it. Joe Biden knew about it. Comey knew about it.
Pause it for 1 second.
Brennan, Clapper.
Pause it.
Wow.
Of course they all knew about it. Of course they all knew about it. It was reported almost contemporaneously that Mitch McConnell said, if you go public and tell people that Russia is involved in our election and coming in on the behest of the Trump campaign, then I will claim that it's all about politics. And so they didn't say anything. Of course, they knew about it.
It's a very weird laugh he gives after Comey. He rarely laughs.
Of course. Comey, who was, I mean, it is the question, was the head of the FBI aware of the investigation? Yes, he was. In fact, if you're going to investigate someone or some campaign like that, you really should bring in the top brass. It really should be compelling information that drives it. Continue.
Whole group, they all knew about it. Lisa Page and her lover Strzok, they all knew about it. And we have it documented. We have it in texts. We have it in all sorts of forms. They knew about it. It was a terrible thing. Should have never happened and should never be allowed to happen again to a president. This should never happen again. This was a setup like we've never seen. I think it's the political crime of the century. And they've been caught. So let's see what happens to them all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, that was, speaking of setup, the whole question was a setup. But now I don't know why Donald Trump would be aware of the investigation. That is, what they found at this point, right? It's Durham, the Connecticut U.S. attorney is reporting to Bill Barr. Maybe he's getting briefed on the investigation as it goes. Is there any way this is going to come out in October, Bill?
Here's a picture that Chanel posted to her own Instagram in March. So
there you go.
Interesting.
Yep. This is how I touch reporters.
Love the press.
This is the press. It's talk about press. Yeah. So there it is. I hope that Joe Biden does not pick Susan Rice, if only so that she can have a less prominent position as she covers up the Obamagate scandal. But for other reasons too, I would prefer no Susan Rice. But we shall see, because you know what? The Biden campaign not listening to me. Haven't reached out, haven't done any of that stuff. So it's been a little bit sad. Hey, folks, you know that there's no normal here, right? We have our new normal is that there's no normal.